Please join me in welcoming back to the stage the voice of May, Rosalie Chiang, the voice of Ming, May's mom, Sandra Oh, the voice of Priya, Maitreyi Ramakrishnan, producer Lindsay Collins, and the director of Turning Red, Domee Shi. Congratulations to all of you on such a terrific movie.
Thank you.
And we're just thrilled to be showing it to this audience here in Toronto for the first time. I want to begin, Domee, with you look, we see superheroes transform in the movies. We see fantasy characters transform in the movies. We have never seen a 13-year-old girl transform like this before. Where did that idea first begin for you?
13-year-old girls do transform.
I know, well, that's it, but we don't see it.
Yeah. I guess we transform privately in our bathrooms or our bedrooms. It's a horror show. It came from being there, being Mei Lin Lee, being like that girl that's struggling with like trying to honor her parents, but also puberty and all of the hairiness and emotions that come with it. So that was the genesis of this idea.
The cast for you must have been really important to get exactly the right actors, the right voices, the right spirits, really, I suppose. I want to ask you about each one of these actors that we have here.
That's fun.
Why them? Maybe we'll begin with your lead, with Rosalie. Why her for me?
Rosalie. Yes, Rosalie is Mei Lin Lee.
She's been on the movie 4 years, right? You were on from almost like the first screening for sure.
Yeah,
you were there.
for sure.
When you were 12, we heard your audition, and there was just something so special and dorky and natural and
confident.
and
like remember she was
confident.
like she mispronounced a word and she did it with total confidence. In the audition, we were like, yes.
It was aphrodisiac. It was
aphrodisiac. And you just said it with so much confidence. We're like, that's
so
our
amazing.
May.
And we were like, this is our May. And you've played May ever since. And it was amazing to watch her come of age while making a coming of age story. And she just gave everything to this role. Oh my gosh.
It was when I was 12 till my 16th birthday. My 16th birthday was my last recording session.
Wow, that's amazing. This has been your young life so far, a lot of it. Yeah.
It's been a quarter of my life. It's crazy.
I mean, just to go down the line here to the legend.
Oh my
Just to
gosh.
quote you.
That's
I know,
right.
she's like,
Legend.
the legend. I'm adopting it. You see, it's catching on, the legend.
We knew it could only be Sandra to play Ming. We needed, an actress who could just embody all of the facets of Ming, who had to be like funny, but also sharp and fierce and kooky and warm and loving and you were just able to ground Ming in such a realistic way, even when she was doing crazy stuff on the big screen. Like we knew it always came from a place of love.
And thank God we had a screenwriter who had your number. I believe is how. And so we were like, she was like, oh no, Sandra's actually, I know her. She's a friend of mine. And we were like,
Thank you, Julia
and so she
Cho.
was like, Julia, text her. So she texted you.
Julia Cho, the co-writer to Turning Red, is a playwright, and I've done her plays. So
We had an in.
we all support each other.
And then,
Maitreyi, oh my gosh.
yeah.
Amazing.
I
We were fans since Never Have I Ever.
Right.
And the fact that you're also from the GTA, Mississauga, we knew that it could only be Maitreyi to play Priya.
Well, and it's not easy. I mean, doing a monotone voice and having it just not come off like, who's that person? And she's not nearly as interesting.
I'm dead inside. I give
You're
you a
dead inside. You brought a dead inside that we'd never seen.
Can I just say, it's like we were just talking about it. Priya's line when she says, I won't go. You see a completely other dimension to the character, and also who she is in the group of the girls and the girlfriends. So, hats off to you in that performance.
Thanks.
Amazing.
Shucks.
So good. Oh my gosh.
I want to ask the actors here, because this is an animated film and so much is in the voice, how did you know, as you were creating the character based on the script, when you had the voice? What was it? Was there a particular detail about the way that your voice transformed that where you knew you had it? Rosalie?
I know exactly the moment. I know the exact moment I feel like I booked it. All right. So this is when I was 12, and this is my callback. I just did a simple audition, got the callback. And then it was actually the opening monologue where she goes, "Hi, I'm Maylin Lee." So there, a little snippet. All right. So then after I did it once, Domee Shi said this one sentence. She said, "Now say it like you just drank 10 Red Bulls." I did it, and then I remember seeing everyone in the room just nodding, and I'm like, did I get it? Did I get it?
You got it.
And you got it. Sandra, what was that moment for you?
me, it's all about Domee, the director. It's all about the director's vision, and it's all about that she knows even in the making of it and the mysteriousness and the creative process of making of it. I should say this in the positive, I always trusted Domee because it's almost like it was like a tuning fork to the ear of like what it is that somehow made sense to you, that you really depend, particularly in animation, on your director.
But I feel like you added so much to Ming too, like extra stuff that we never anticipated. Like one of my favorite parts is like when Ming is looking through May's drawings and all those sounds that
We're like,
those
yeah, just make some
reactions-
horrified sounds. You're like,
Yeah.
like all
The
in
variation-
one scene. It was so good.
I didn't
think
even
we
re-
just took it in one take. I think you did it, and we were like, yep, sold. That's what it is.
I couldn't imagine Ming making those sounds, but it just worked so well. It was so good.
And Priya, your voice is different than who you are.
Yeah, I think my voice sort of goes all over the place. Yeah, but I think for me, with my audition process, I remember doing the tape in my bedroom and just listening to like an hour of just Tina Belcher, just absolute, just constantly like this,
That
like
vocal
the
fry
entire time,
thing,
exactly, all the vocal fry. But I gotta echo what you're saying, Sandra. It's all about the director, and you know, Domee and Julia really helped me find that line of emotion but deadpan. And it would just be like, okay, add a little bit more excitement. This is Fort Town. It's like, yay, Jesse. No, deadpan, bring it back down. Bring it down, chill out. So yeah, it's all about trusting the director, and really, Domee, you made it such a pleasurable experience because it was my first voice, acting gig. And you never once made me feel like I didn't deserve to be there and that, I wasn't a part of the fam. And we had so much fun improving lines, like, we're a woman now, we're so hot. Like, we love doing that. And that truly, really made the experience. And I was like, yeah, I am Priya. This is it.
So cool. We have a couple questions from the Real Asian Film Festival. Everybody know about Real Asian, one of the great film festivals in Toronto? This one is from Luann Chan from Real Asian. What were some of the movies or stories that inspired you, Domee, growing up, and also inspired the making of Turning Red?
Oh man, so many. All of the movies by Hayao Miyazaki were a huge influence on me. A lot of his protagonists are women and girls struggling and going through life. Kiki's Delivery Service, Spirited Away are two of my favorite films. But also just films about mothers and daughters. Like I watched Lady Bird a couple years ago and was really inspired by that. And yeah, just like that complicated, loving, but emotional dynamic between a mother and daughter. And then anime, of course, has been a huge inspiration on me. All the there's so many protagonists and stories revolving around young girls saving the world, but also trying to go to high school, trying to get a boyfriend. All of that you can see in the movie. Yeah.
Favorite anime series?
Choose
So
wisely.
many.
No pressure.
What? Sailor Moon. You can see it. You can see it in the movie.
All right, cool. Here's another one from Samir Balu at Real Asian. When recreating Toronto's Chinatown, was the idea to accurately animate the city based on how it looks today, or did you recreate it based on your memories? And what place or location meant the most for you to see animated in the film?
Yeah, it was definitely more like trying to recreate the feeling of Toronto versus like actually like going down to Google Street View and like replicating every alley. And the feeling I wanted to recreate was just how colorful and diverse and Canadian Toronto is, and I think the crew just really captured that. I'm super proud of like how in every single shot of the movie, like of the city, of her school, even in her friend group, you just see like just how beautiful and diverse the city is. Yeah.
Lindsay and Domee, I want to ask you both. This movie makes history. I hope we all realize that. First film from Pixar directed by woman, sole credit. First film to put really the Asian Canadian experience on screen in a Hollywood way. And a film that's going to go all around the world, I think do a lot to inspire a lot of people. So the two of you are over at Pixar making history. I want to hear a little bit about how that was done. What is your secret to doing that?
Well, Lindsay does have all those credits.
Yeah, that's what it was. I laid them all on the table, and I was like, "Who's going to say no?" No. I think full credit goes to Domee. I think look, there's no doubt after seeing Bao that when she was invited to pitch that everybody was like, we wanted to see what she was going to do next because Bao feels different. It sits differently. I mean, excellently, but differently within our kind of cadre of short films. And I think when she was like, okay, here's my idea. It's about magical puberty. And it's about like a giant red panda and like this mother-daughter, and everybody was just like, okay, yeah, I would need to see that movie. Domee Shi doing magical puberty, like I think that it's the equivalent of They Had Me at Hello. I think everybody was in, and the amazing thing was that they were in, and then Domee we both kind of intentionally were like, put it all in the first screening. Like so much of what you guys saw, like those moments, those cringy, horrifying moments, they were pretty much in the very first screening of this film. And part of that was to be like, look, are they in? Because this is what it's going to be.
It's going to go there.
It's going to go there. And we were still in the studio, so we had the benefit of screening it to the our audience at Pixar. And the reaction within the audience, even if there was hesitation, which I'm not sure there was, but if there was, the reaction in the audience of like screaming with laughter, like hiding underneath the thing, like everybody was like, yep. This is the movie we're making. So after that, there was really no pushback. Right?
Yes. I mean, yeah, for sure. I've always felt like our strategy going in was like, let's just take it to an 11 and we can always pull back because the movie take 4 years. There's 8 screenings, so it's better to ask for forgiveness rather than permission. And we were
twerking,
able.
though. I was like, dude, the twerking? Like, I think that might put us over the top. I think they're gonna. And she was like, I'm putting it in.
I'm putting it in. If
kept
they
it
have
in.
issues, they can bring it up, and they didn't.
They didn't.
Sandra, I want to ask you because you've made history throughout your career so many times, so many firsts that you have achieved, and you're working with Domee on her first feature and a cast that are at a different stage in their careers. And as you're making this movie with all these amazing women, what are you thinking in terms of what you went through to get to where you are today and what the landscape is now for younger women?
It's a great opportunity to be able to be answering this question now because when you're in the midst of working on it, you're not really thinking of it. It's honestly the beginning of the reaction that you're feeling from it. For me, I've known you a long time, Cameron.
Yes,
I've known you a long time. And so you've seen me throughout the past decades, and it's so profoundly satisfying. You know what I mean? Here is a fellow Canadian writer director that I can help bring her vision. Here is a new generation of actors that I can also help just be a fellow actor too, but also to help bring along into this very tricky business. It's great. It's great, and it's really nice, actually having turned 50 to kind of have like a really nice beginning of perspective because you spend your time, your career just head down working and not necessarily looking up. It's kind of nice to kind of look up and realize that you've been a part of something growing.
That's amazing. And for Rosalie and for Maitreyi, what was it like working with Sandra? Were you guys intimidated at all?
All right.
Yeah, no, real scary. I mean, Sandra.
Like me.
Personally, we actually never recorded or worked together before this entire press tour. I didn't even realize Sandra Oh was playing my mom till maybe 6 months before the announcement of the film.
You couldn't be trusted. You couldn't be trusted, Rosalie.
I mean, I found out from like the Deadline article, and I was like, "Oh my God, who's this Rosalie girl?" Instantly searched Rosalie up on Instagram and stalked her. And I'm like, "Oh, and Sandra Oh. There's Sandra Oh. Ama Sandra Oh's in the film. Oh my gosh, like a legend, truly a legend, but so honored.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah, for sure. At first I was like, oh wow, Sandra Oh. I didn't really think much of it. I was like, and then
my girl.
Sandra invited me to lunch, and I remember thinking, okay, I'm just gonna be cool. I'm gonna walk in. I'm just gonna say hi. It's gonna be great. The second Sandra says hi, I'm like, just tears start going down my face. I felt so much honored to meet you, and like, you're my mom. Like, this is great. Sorry, Mom.
I'll be your other mom.
My other mom.
I'll be your animated mom.
Yes. You are my animated mom.
That is so cool. I want to ask you about the music in the film. So cool to have Phineas and Billie Eilish do these songs, and just the whole, like you're saying, the early 2000s boy band of it all. Can you talk a little bit about just what that meant for you, what that music meant for you growing up, and then like just scoring these incredible musicians?
Oh man, we love the music.
We love the music, yeah. I mean, I think the boy band initially was a joke. Like it was like a throwaway line in the very first kind of character study between May and Ming. It was like a paragraph or two that you wrote with Sarah Stryker, and it was just to give a sense of like, this is the tone of their relationship. And so we were never going to make it or board it, but this was a fake relationship you wrote, a fake conversation. And it was like, and the joke of, and why are there 5 of them if the name is Four Town? And it was like just a throwaway joke in a paragraph that then kind of over time, we were like, oh yeah, but boy bands, I mean, when you're 13, like music is such a huge part. And then by the second version or third version of the script,
It was the second version, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's when we switched her goal to
Just go to the
get
concert.
to the Four Town concert. 'Cause
Before
we-
that, it was boarding school. Fun fact.
yeah.
Not nearly as relatable.
I
know.
remember that. I
Yeah,
recorded
you
that.
remember.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You were recording that?
Yeah, and so it became this boy band, and all of a sudden we were not. I think once that idea came to be, we were like, oh, we're not letting go of this opportunity to create an animated boy band. Like I don't care what happens in the script, the boy band stays. And I think then I have 3 teenagers at home. Music is playing constantly in my house. Ocean Eyes was huge at that time. Their first album had just started to drop singles, and it was playing in repeat. And I was like, this music is speaking to my kids. Like you can tell, like they were like listening to it constantly, looking her up online, and I was like, that's what you want from any band at that age. It's that feeling of like they're talking to me. I've never been on a date, but my heart is broken. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I feel the heartbreak, and I've never gone on a date. So I think we were like, how do we, they're speaking to this generation. Like, what if we, crazy idea, asked them to speak to this fictitious 2002 generation, and we sent them a scrapbook, a fake scrapbook.
It was very earnest, maybe a little creepy. I mean, it was like a pitch, like for Billy and Phineas. We like cut out magazine letters. We like pasted their faces by like Four Town images.
Domee got in there and like doodled.
I like doodled like what May would doodle.
Fangirl stuff.
Yeah, we
physical
total
scrapbook.
played the fangirl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we sent it to them.
We sent it to them like, please make a boy
Yeah.
band with us. Please
And they
take
took the
call.
meeting.
Yeah,
And they took the meeting.
They
yeah.
took
and
the
then
meeting.
And then we pitched the idea.
Yeah.
And in the meeting, like it was the 2 of them, and their dad was there, and he was like, hey, Billy, you could be an, he's so sweet. He was like, oh my God, so cool. And he was like, and then we look over, and she's like, they were both like, we're in.
Yeah.
And it was before they won a bazillion, bazillion Grammys. So we were like, thank
Before
God.
that, okay.
That was close.
You got it signed, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That is fantastic. I want to ask you just a little bit more about the Toronto of it all. This just means a lot to, I think, all of us living in Toronto who have seen our streets and our buildings in countless movies, countless TV series, as Chicago, as New York, as all kinds of American cities. And it's kind of shocking the first time you see a streetcar, you see Chinatown, you see that amazing climax in the Sky Dome, and it's the Sky Dome as well.
True name.
I mean, I you know what it means, I think, for everybody who grows up here. Can you talk a little bit about the specificity of Toronto in the movie?
Yeah, I mean, It was so exciting to be able to bring Toronto to life. I was itching to do so because I think I got a little taste of that on Bao. Like Bao was also set in Toronto, but I'm like, how many more Toronto things can I squeeze in here? We even
Ask
had a
Martin Scorsese about New York.
Yeah,
you know, constantly.
Because he's from there and he loves it, and it was the city that raised him, and Toronto is the city that raised me. And it's just so special and diverse and cute. It's just been such a great home for me and my family, and it was just an honor to bring it to the big screen. There were like so many other scenes that we cut that featured Toronto. There was like a whole panda battle in Nathan Phillips Square.
Really?
I also remember that.
Yeah. And then like the mom-daughter battle went into Lake Ontario. And then like Lindsay was like, oh my gosh, no. We don't have time for this.
It's like,
That's
No.
too much.
no boy band. The boy band's out.
Yeah, it's like we don't have
Can't
the
afford
budget
it.
for this. No. But yeah, it was just a delight to just try to squeeze as many references as possible, just to bring my childhood to our childhoods to life, you know?
I want to end by asking each one of you, who are you most excited to sit down and watch Turning Red with, who hasn't seen it yet? Is there somebody in your life who this will mean a lot for?
On Friday when the movie drops, my friends didn't tell me, but they organized this watch party at our youth group, and so our entire, we will all be watching it then, and you know, I had to keep the secret for 4 years. They always ask me, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, something big," and they're like, "Yeah, right." They didn't believe me at all, but this Friday, we'll see what they say. We'll see what the reviews are in, because, you know, they're going to be honest.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's fantastic. Cool. Sandra.
I think for me, I had a screening with my family in Los Angeles for Disney. That was so special for me, because also I have nieces in their teens, and also nephews, you know, who are like, you know, 4 and 6, and everyone watched it together, and they all had, you know, obviously different reactions, but it was extremely important for me. Yeah.
I think for me, all the people that I'm very excited to see this movie with are like here, like right there. Like, where are you guys? You guys know I'm blind. You know, you guys know I can't see. Okay, now I know. I really thought you guys would be like more over there, but you guys are over there. I will say though, this is my perfect opportunity to do this. But I will say one person in particular that I'm very excited to have watched this movie with tonight is my grandma.
Yeah.
Ma, where are you? Ma, where are you? Give me a wave, Ma. Where are you? Hi, Ma.
Yeah.
Hey, Ma. What up?
Grandma. Woo.
My grandma, oh, see, I really thought she'd be like brushing me off, because she's always said, please never shout me out. I'm giving her like straight up eye contact here, because she's like, never shout me out. Please, Maitreyi, never do that. I'm doing it, Ma. Hi, Ma. Now, see, everyone knows where you're sitting. Do you like this attention? Okay. There you go. Remember that next time you repeat my interviews all the time in the living room and you replay it, okay? Okay. There you go.
She's going to be talking to you later.
It's okay. Worth it.
Okay. Lindsay, Domee?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay. Same. I just showed it to my family earlier in the week. Last week? When was that? Last week. And, you know, I had my 80-year-old parents in there, and I was like, I don't know, are they going to get this movie? Like, it's, you know, I don't know. It's kind of, it's not their generation necessarily, or not familiar to them. And I also, at the same time, had my 13 and 15-year-old daughters with me. And to sit there and watch it, you know, with those generations, all of whom were laughing at all of the same jokes, cringing at all of the same moments. We're talking about all the same themes afterwards in a way that they've never talked about those themes before. It was pretty special.
Amazing. And Domee?
My family, who's here right now. My mom and my dad, who finally got to watch the movie. Very excited for them to see it. Wait, thumbs up or thumbs down?
It's like, what's
Good?
the review?
What's the review?
What's the
Good?
review?
Yes. 2 thumbs up from my dad.
Thumbs up,
3, 4, yeah. 5, 6, yes. And, you know, all my friends and classmates from Sheridan College, back in Don Mills, everyone's here. It's been, like, these are the people that I made this really for, so, yeah.
Amazing. I love it. It's going to be such a great movie to watch with families, I think, over and over on repeat. And since we're all shouting out families, I'll shout out my wife, Carolyn, and our son, Tate, who's 12 years old. And, he's learned a little bit in health class, but this is going to be, this is the lesson right here. Yeah. Listen, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for bringing Turning Red to TIFF Bell Lightbox, to Toronto, to Canada, and to the world. Really appreciate everything you've done with this movie. It is remarkable. Please join me in thanking Maitreyi Ramakrishnan, Sandra Oh, Rosalie Chiang, producer Lindsay Collins, and Domee Shi. And thank you for being here.